Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to memorialize our friend Giovanni Abazia and a comment that he left on an old ZF77 video that I happened across late last week. Got to talking to Giovanni in the comments of one of my videos yesterday and letting him know how I got a chuckle out of his telling ZF77 that he had experimented with replacing the wick in his Zippo with the pipe cleaner. Dawned on me, why not? We should go ahead and give that a shot here. Get it documented, and let's just see how it works. So as far as installing the pipe cleaner as the wick in the lighter, we're just going to go about it just like we would if we were re-wicking it. So we're going to remove the wadding. I don't remember now if it had I think it had 4 pieces, maybe 5. And we are going to intersperse it a little bit differently when we put it back in. This was an insert that I had setting to the side. It came in the lighter that Gavin Lannon gave me, the JDH lighter, but I have a pipe insert in that lighter right now. So I'm not going to pull out the wadding from the side of the tube. There's really no need to. So we'll just go ahead and get that wick pulled out, and then we will get the pipe cleaner installed and then get the wadding replaced. This is a copper braided wick, just like Zippos come with today. You can see how that was burnt at the end. Not extremely long. It's just a plain white pipe cleaner. Now, I don't know if it would be safe to actually inhale through, depending on how it lights. I usually put them in from the bottom, but that seems to rub some people the wrong way, so I thought I would go ahead and put this one in from the top. And you can see it really slides down in there nice and tight, feels snug, and goes in pretty easily though. Feels about, well, maybe a little bit different because you got a lot more cushion here, causing the tension on the inside diameter of that hole that the wick goes through, the chimney I guess you would call it. So I'm going to go ahead and bend this down so that we get it interspersed as well as evenly as we can with the cotton. So I'm going to alternate, put in a piece of cotton, fold the pipe cleaner, which is serving as our wick, and the pipe cleaner does bend a little bit easier and stay bent better than the wicks do, but not substantially different. This is about the same, about as easy, about as troublesome, or I don't know if anybody noticed, but I dropped the flint a while ago when after I dropped it out of the tube and was showing it there in my hand. I went to catch it and it fell, which is some of the collateral that happens here as I'm trying to keep everything in front of the camera, and sometimes I get a little too high, or sometimes I'm not paying enough attention to what's actually in my hand because I'm paying attention to the camera, and then I lose what's in my hand or lose track of where it's at. So we're going to get the rest of this wadding shoved back in there. and then cut off the pipe cleaner. I need to put a link to these scissors in my site. You need a good pair of scissors if you're going to work on lighters like this. And these Fiskars, they're not real big. They're sort of streamlined, sort of ergonomically designed, and very easy. They latch shut, but they're, I got really bad hands, and those scissors are pretty easy for me to use. So we're going to put a brand new flint in here, just the cheap eBay kind. Get our flint spring and flint spring screw screwed down before we groove the lighter here, or groove the flint on the file wheel. But before we do that, I am going to get that straightened up, get that pipe cleaner that we're going to use as a wick straightened up into the middle of the chimney so that we get the best experience we can achieve here. The video I did the other day about flints was very enlightening, and I was really interested to see the comments in that video about so many people being, I think it was Oliver Taylor, somebody else too, that were so high on the Dunhill flints, and I kind of understand why after using them, or using one in that Cairo lighter. So we'll go ahead and get this fueled up with our Zippo fuel. And I don't believe that I overfilled it here, but I was kind of cautious. Wanted to make sure that we had enough fuel so that we got a good solid ignition. Who knows how many times we're gonna get at this. Using the custom ZF77 with the DF and the ZF77 logo there, 420 logo on the back, and the cannabis leaves around the edges. Straight from the ZF77 comment section, authored by our friend Giovanni, and here's our first attempt. And we have ignition, and really quickly the wick really, or I should say pipe cleaner, disappeared and then flames up, and pretty soon it is not more than just a, not even a hot wire, just a bare wire. So I really did not expect that to burn up that fast, especially after Giovanni said that he was able to light it up for a day or so. The only thing that he really mentioned, the only negative aspect, was that the fuel dried up real quick. And I can see how that would be the case. It seems like you're going to have a good deal more coming out the chimney. Now, I don't know what might happen if you doubled up that pipe cleaner and then put it through. That might tighten it up enough. But I don't really know that that was the issue here, because that burned up so fast. But we're going to get a hold of that wire and pull it up and cut that off. And we're going to give it another shot here in a moment. You can see how that wire got burned, but it wouldn't carry a flame once the furry, sort of silky type material on the outside of that pipe cleaner really must be some other kind of material. There must be different kinds of pipe cleaners or something. But you can see here, as I was talking about a while ago with the scissors, it's good to have a good pair of scissors. It's vital to have a good pair of scissors. you need. Otherwise, you're just going to be fumbling around trying to cut stuff, and it's going to be going sideways on you. I felt the fluid and added a little bit just in case. And you're going to see this ignition again momentarily, but it sure does not appear as though this pipe cleaner that I'm trying to use is going to hold up the same way. It won't even burn for a minute, let alone a day, maybe a couple of seconds. So I don't know if the pipe cleaners in Italy might be made out of a different material, something a little bit more substantial than this furry. You may still be able to see just a little bit of it in there, but I couldn't get a hold of the wire. It broke on me. And so that's the end of this little experiment. Let me know if you can think of some other material that we could use to give a try. I know I have heard Giovanni mention other experiments in the past, but let us know, Giovanni. Thanks for this one. But you guys, the pipe cleaners that are available on Amazon, here in America at least, are not substantial enough to work as a wick, Giovanni. Even for a day, as you say yours did. Until next time.